Hey everybody, Reds fan 1979 here with a special two-part video. I've finally come to the point where my Cincinnati Reds basement collection is just about complete. I've got one or two more things just to get together, but anyways, just wanted to make a short little intro video. I never really did that on my channel. I kind of had a coworker that I work with make fun of me a little bit and say, well, all your videos are talking hands. You know, you've got your hands and everything's in front of you. People might want to see who you are. So I know a lot of the other YouTubers that do cards did that, so just decided to go ahead and do that, tell you a little bit about myself. Live here in the Dayton, Ohio area. Been a Reds fan since I was a kid. My most vivid memory was probably really moving here in 1989. Come from a military family, and we got transferred from New Mexico to Ohio so my dad could work at the military base. And the very next year, you know, the Reds went to the World Series and they were big underdogs, and they actually swept the Athletics, which was pretty sweet and unexpected. And that was my first real opportunity to kind of get a glimpse of the local team. Really didn't go to a game until a few years later, but after the World Series, got a chance to meet Chris Sabo. Some of you guys might remember him. He actually was the MVP of the 1990 World Series. So anyways, started getting into card collecting a couple years before that, about 1987, when we lived out in New Mexico. And you know, my dad used to go on work trips and he'd bring me back a pack of cards, you know, basketball, football, baseball. You know, they were 50 cents back then. In fact, I remember at one point having like the Jerry Rice rookie card and some of the basketball cards for 86, 87 Fleer. Never got a Michael Jordan, but you know, I kind of collected all different types of cards back then. And then, you know, it just kind of continued. The last cards I really started collecting was hockey back in like 93 or 94, middle school to early high school. Some friends were Detroit Red Wings fans and kind of got me into it. We played roller hockey and everything. So anyways, after about the mid-90s, I kind of stopped collecting because, you know, they started just making millions of cards, and, you know, I had other things going on in my life in high school, and then went off to college and kind of forgot about it. So you know, the moment for me where everything kind of got back to being interested was about 3 years ago. My wife and I bought a Honda CRV from Joe Morgan. He actually owns a auto dealership, co-owns it with another guy about 40 minutes south of here. Between Dayton and Cincinnati, and even got to meet him. He gave me a really nice autographed baseball and just sat and talked with us for a couple minutes. We were about a month away from having my daughter, but he was just so personable. No sense of fame, like aura about him. You know, wasn't snobby or anything, just a real likable guy. So I just thought, well, it'd be fun to have, you know, like a man cave, right? That's every guy's dream, to have a man cave of sports stuff. So I thought I would have a corner of the basement, you know, because my wife uses it some for her business, and we entertain here, have guests, other things like that. So anyways, I've been collecting cards since 2014, kind of got back into it. I really like the graded cards, and then also just insert cards, you know, a handful of players, Joey Votto, Billy Hamilton, Barry Larkin, who I almost got to meet at a charity basketball game when I was in early middle school. Unfortunately, I was like third in the autograph line during halftime, and he had to go back. But I did get to say a few words to him. So anyways, started with that. Got some neat Joe Morgan cards. Trying to think of anybody else that I have. Votto, Hamilton, Morgan, Barry Larkin. And then this year I started collecting kind of dual cards with multiple players. of the reds. I got a pretty neat one from Topps Museum. So anyways, this is part one of the video. Just wanted to again tell everybody a little bit about myself, let you guys see me, because I know sometimes everything's so impersonal online. You know, you're watching these videos, but in part two, I will actually do a kind of a tour of my collection of cards. Again, about 90 to 95% there. And then at some point I'll do a final video with the finished product. So again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for part two.